Are y'all ready for this 1984 Brave New World Top 10 News today? Thank you for tuning in to HardNews TV4. I'm your host, Terri Lynn, and this is the channel where truth is like archaeology, and every day we're digging for it. Today's October 26, 2020. Now, you can see in the top left-hand side, this article is from the Military Times from 2 days ago, and wait till you see the headlines. How the president could invoke martial law. Now, this is from the Military Times. This isn't somebody's personal blog. This is a writer at the Military Times, the U.S. military, talking about how our president could invoke martial law. It says, throughout 2020, America has faced a global pandemic, civil unrest after the death of George Floyd, and a contentious election. As a result, an influx of fear about the possibility of invocation of martial law or unchecked military intervention is circulating around the internet among scholars and civilians alike. The fear is certainly understandable because I am sure you know martial law isn't described or confined or limited, prescribed in any way by the Constitution or laws. Bill Banks, a Syracuse professor with an expertise in constitutional and national security law, told Military Times, if someone has declared martial law, they're essentially saying that they are the law. In short, martial law can be imposed when civil rule fails, temporarily being replaced with military authority in a time of crisis. Though rare, there have been a number of notable U.S. cases where martial law came into play, including in times of war, national disaster, and civic dispute, of which there has been no shortage in 2020. While no precise definition of martial law exists, a precedent for it exists wherein certain civil liberties may be suspended, such as the right to be free from unreasonable search and seizures, freedom of association, and freedom of movement. And the writ of habeas corpus, the right to trial before being imprisoned, may be suspended, according to documents from JRANK, an online legal encyclopedia. So isn't this going to be interesting? Article number 2 is from today from Zero Hedge. The cult of the brave new normal. So it's just talking about how everybody has now been acclimated that this is our new world and they're accepting it, not pushing back. In March, it was just a 3-week lockdown, to flatten the curve so as not to overwhelm the national health system. The narrative has quickly evolved, changed. It has progressed from what seemed a reasonable idea of keeping NHS bed space free based on the completely false Neil Ferguson prediction that hospitals would be overwhelmed by patients suffering from the virus. This never happened. Many weeks passed where face masks were not needed, and then suddenly in July, long after the majority of supposed virus deaths had occurred, the masks were then made compulsory. Y'all should read this, okay? Indeed, face masks have no effectiveness in the spread of influenza. This is backed up by the fact that the social distancing and face masks have not made a difference on the yearly rate of influenza deaths in the UK. So I want y'all to just read this, how just people are just accepting whatever the government tells them to do. And this is the brave new world. Wait till we go to article number 3. You know that old saying, oh, I got a bullet with your name on it. Well, it's not far-fetched now. This article is from yesterday from WND. Robot weapons are raising concerns for Congress. Research arm wonders whether a ban should be in the works. Wait till you hear this. As weapon systems go, those known as laws for lethal autonomous weapon systems are just about as scary as something from the Terminator, Star Wars, or the Avengers. They are systems designed to independently select and engage targets, that's people, without the need for manual human control. Smart bullets, smart weapons. Got your name on it. Is that why it's 6 feet distance? In short, they would identify targets and kill them automatically. Now concerns are being raised by the Congressional Research Service, the nonpartisan service in Congress, which is asking what role should the United States play in the UN's conventional weapons discussions and whether the U.S. should be advocating new rules or bans on the machines. A U.S. contingent advising on international weapons standards says that these weapons should not be banned because laws could potentially provide a humanitarian benefit. Oh, well, the Bible says there's coming a time when they kill you and think they're doing a service to God. Is that their humanitarian benefit? Individually kill you without manual human control. The governments have a bullet with your name on it, specifically for you. Now, my mailbox has been getting blown up with this article from Joe Biden about Joe Biden warning of a dark winter in America. Joe Biden warned on Thursday night's presidential debate that the U.S. was about to go into a dark winter, echoing the concerns of public health experts who caution about increased daily COVID-19 counts converging with the annual flu season. We are about to go into a dark winter, Biden said, and he has no clear plan, talking about Trump, and there's no prospect that there's going to be a vaccine available for the majority of American people before the middle of next year, which is not true. They're all saying it could be here by the end of the year, but people were concerned about his phrase, dark winter. So here's Joe Biden that has to ask his wife who he's running against. He's saying George Bush, who says, text this number. But he has clarity of mind to warn of a dark winter. Well, people's concerns are coming from, there was a military drill known as Dark Winter. So it says right here, Operation Dark Winter was the code name for a senior level bioterrorist attack simulation conducted from June 23rd to 22nd to 23rd, June 2001. It was designed to carry out a mock version of a covert, and widespread smallpox attack on the U.S. So when I scroll down, it was telling me I have to, these are all the articles on Dark Winter. When I scroll down to this foreignpolicy.com, this was a very detailed article, but it's telling me I have to subscribe, so I'm going to leave the link to it for y'all to read, because I got to read part of it, and then it came up and said that I had to subscribe to see the rest of it. But let's see if it's going to come up. War game simulation for Dark Winter. America's pandemic war games don't end well. This was April 1st, 2020. One simulation of uncontrolled disease outbreak concluded with riots and the National Guards on the street. Martial law? On June 22nd, 2002, a group of well-known U.S. officials and a handful of senior policymakers gathered at Andrews Air Force Base in Maryland for a senior-level exercise that simulated a biological weapons attack, an outbreak of a deadly smallpox on the U.S., designed by the Johns Hopkins Center for Civilian Biodefense Strategies, now called the Center for Health Security, and the Washington-based Center of Strategic and International Studies. The day-and-a-half-long Dark Winter simulation was conducted to gauge how senior leaders would respond to such an attack and included such high-level participants as Senator Sam Nunn, who played the president, former White House advisor David Gergen, the national security advisor, and the retired career diplomat Frank Wisner, the Secretary of State. But Dark Winter has since become legendary in senior policy-making circles in Washington for different reasons. It has regularly been cited by its designers and participants as the clearest exhibit of the spiraling stresses, the potential social collapse that could be sparked by a public health crisis. So I'm going to leave y'all the link to this. This was a fascinating article to read. Article number 5. Here is more of the cult of the New World Order. Orange County launches student contest to normalize mask wearing. So propaganda down to the schools, pushing a political narrative and directive onto the school kids, proselytizing them to sign on to the propaganda. To help normalize mask wearing in the community, Orange County Healthcare Agency in California has launched a contest, making it fun, for students that will award the winners thousands of dollars in technology grants for their schools, like a candy sales operation or donut sales. Y'all push mask and y'all can win the money. So, article number 6, 5 was saying that you could win money for your school if you wear your mask so that you can grow up to be easily controlled adults. Article number 6 says Delta has banned 460 people for being anti-maskers. My friend says first the mask of the beast and then the mark of the beast. So now they're ostracizing people that don't want to be complicit with their mock drills that's now going live. Shouldn't it be my body, my choice? If you've got a mask on and you've got a barrier between me and you because you're paranoid about getting the virus, if I'm willing to take the chance for myself, shouldn't I be allowed not to wear a mask if I don't want to? But it's not about your free choice anymore. It's about the government's boot being on your neck. The new I can't breathe, literally, because there's a mask and a hand on your face. There's a mask on your face and a boot on your neck, okay? So now you're basically on the no-fly list because you don't want to wear the mask. Article number 7, I don't want to click on accept cookies and tracking and all that, but this article is from today. Overwhelming Russian submarines entering North Atlantic spark new Cold War fears. Okay, and then article number 8 is going to go. That was weird. So article number 8 is from the Taiwan News. China deploys DF-17 hypersonic missiles across from Taiwan to prepare for invasion. China is putting hypersonic missiles at the border. China has reportedly deployed new hypersonic missiles across from Taiwan as it marshals forces to prepare for a future invasion. Now, article number 9 is going to go with this. Article number 9 from today, from Reuters. Japan and U.S. begin major military exercise as concern about China grows. So we've got Russian submarines entering the Atlantic. We've got China deploying hypersonic missiles. And then now we got Japan and the United States getting ready for something. War, Matthew 24. Wars, pestilences, rumors of wars, nation against nation, swiftly spreading diseases, famines. We're seeing all of it. And the final article, number 10, this is from yesterday from Reuters. Spain announces new state of emergency as COVID infections soar. I'm trying to move this over. Night curfew will apply except in Canary Islands. And I don't understand this, y'all. How do they think, that you can be out on the streets till like 6 o'clock in the afternoon and you're good? But like after 6 o'clock, you have to go in your house because the freaks come out at night? Because the virus only comes out at night? I mean, really? So the virus has a watch on their arm? Okay, y'all, we can go out now. Really? Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez announced a new state of emergency on Sunday in an effort to curb soaring coronavirus infections, imposing local nighttime curfews and banning travel between regions in some cases. The measures go into force from Sunday night and will require all regions except the Canary Islands to impose a nighttime curfew and limit the number of people allowed to meet to 6. What if you got a family bigger than 6? Okay, and look, it says it's going to last until May. I think, yeah, here it is. The state of emergency will need parliamentary approval to last beyond 15 days. Sanchez asked for Parliament to approve the extension up until May 3rd. October, November, December, that's going to be like 7 months. A growing number of regions have been calling on the government to implement the measure. Okay, so remember we read about the cult of the New World Order? Remember? Won't the government take care of them? And remember the beginning of that cult of the New World, the Brave New World, talked about at first it was only going to be for a couple of weeks in March. It was just going to be for a couple of weeks. And now they're talking about locking people down until May 9th, putting them on curfew for 7 more months. This is getting wild. So, quick recap, the president could invoke martial law. This is the U.S. Military Times reporting on it. The cult of the New World Order, weapons with your name on it that can kill you individually, warnings of a dark winter, schools giving money to push wearing masks, being banned from traveling if you don't have on your mask, Spain going into a 7-month lockdown, Russia having submarines in the Atlantic, China deploying hypersonic missiles, and Japan and the U.S. are participating in war games. A lot of crazy times are coming. Y'all please leave me your comments below and let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.